the concept of our soul's evolution, right? And how our spirits had carved out certain events to happen. Our spirits had chosen the bloodline that we would reincarnate into, with the purposes of us going through certain experiences, of us breaking those generational curses, and us ascending to a place of forgiveness. That's just where we go, right? And coming out of it and still being pure at heart, and finding God within, right? Because I anchored my reality in that, it was easier for me to forgive. Prior to me awakening to who I was, right? I had to believe this. I had to go with it. It was easier for me to say, hey, this is something that you chose. That bloodline, that's what you chose. These betrayals, this is what you chose. These betrayals were supposed to teach you something. You know, the abandonment, the rejection, all of that is supposed to teach you how to not abandon yourself, right? So I started to look at all those situations, right, as if I was the creator, the narrator of my own story, right? And what I did there was that I started to also, I understood that there were lessons that I needed to gain out of certain things, right? And then I started to see my life, and I saw that certain things were happening, certain people, certain events were a reflection of things that I had not healed from within, right? And so instead of me placing the responsibility on other people, I started looking within, and like seeing where I was abandoning myself and where that came from, and or the rejection or whatever it was, right? It was about me. It wasn't about anybody else. It was about me learning how not to abandon myself and choose myself, right? And so because I was able to do that, I was also able to see how people who came into my life and also left, or that I stepped away from, were also a reflection of me. Whether it was a need that I had, or something that it was all a reflection of me. It wasn't anything outside of myself. Excuse me. And so because I placed my focus on me, it was easier for me not to pass judgment on them. I don't know if that makes sense, no matter what they did, right? And then I also understood the concept of the spirits that were operating through people and through me. And for me, that concept was very easy to grasp on, right? One, because there were things that I wasn't proud of, that I could see today. Like, today is not a question. Like, I'm just a whole different being today. But at that time, I was able to forgive myself because I could see the spirits that were operating through me as well, right? And I was also learning about spiritual warfare and dark magic, and how people do certain things to manipulate our energy and things like that. And I was able to see it face to face, right? So there wasn't any question about it. So it was easy for me to see that concept, right? And so with my ascension, as I started to ascend and I started to see that, and things were revealed to me that, we are here to ascend from that lower nature, and go up to our higher self, which is all within. Lower self, hell; higher self, heaven, all within, right? um I was able to not only find forgiveness for myself, but I was also able to find forgiveness for everyone else that did me wrong, right? And I say this because we come here to do exactly this, is to ascend. It's like a big screen. It's like a big play, right? And you're the narrator of your play. You're the author, the narrator, the producer of your play, right? And you're able. Everybody has a script, right? And prior to us coming here, we kind of chose these people, and some were they were meant to teach us something, to show us something. Most of them are projections of ourselves, right? Of who we want to become, of who we are, of where we're abandoning ourselves, or of where we need to put more focus in. This, everybody's a reflection of ourselves, right? And so when it comes to those severe dark cases of things that we seem to think that are unforgivable, I quickly learned that God forgives those too. And when I found that out, when I saw that myself, right, that God forgives those people too, and that God is a faithful God, that He'll keep His promises, no matter if we remember what we said we would do or not, right? God is keeping His promises, and He'll fulfill His word, right? It's like, how can I pass judgment on anybody? I can't. I can't. The things that I thought were unforgivable, God forgave. God forgave. And He kept His promises, right? And so, and as I'm saying this, I have chills all on my right side, because it always gives me, it puts a lot of weight in my heart because I saw God, like I saw His faithfulness. It was shown to me how no matter what anybody does, we can choose to heal. We can choose to forgive ourselves and move forward, right? And so I'm going to do a part 3 regarding forgiveness.